Well, you definitely heard the fan support from Fran Collins. As you noted earlier, all the T-shirts that say the Fury on the front. There were fans to the left of the cage from where we were sitting, and even some fans to the right giving Collins a round of applause. And it does look like he's got a bit of that height advantage too, Alex, as he steps in here.
Absolutely.
And we'll see how that one plays out. VERSAILLES versus Fran Collins in the middleweight division. Opening round action.
Immediately doesn't even want to test it out on his feet and use that reach.
Wow.
And he sinks the guillotine. Looks like he's got the arm in, but
Quick start for VERSAILLES. Already got a guillotine synced in. We can't really tell from this angle. Can you tell if he's really got it locked in?
it looks like it's around the chin because the forehead isn't going too far down to the down to the mat rather. But you still can finish that when you get the arm in if you do it properly.
Collins did sneak out. Great takedown by VERSAILLES to open the fight. Now Collins trying to gain the leverage. But VERSAILLES looks somewhat shifty when he's on his back. Looks like he's pretty comfortable fighting there. We'll see how that plays out. Collins trying to sneak in some lefts and rights. He got a bit of a left hook in there. VERSAILLES fighting back, just trying to protect his guard.
He's
Collins
some
being
shots
aggressive.
in, though,
Yeah,
from
he
the
is.
bottom.
So immediate action here in the opening minute of this middleweight bout. Right hand partially blocked by Collins. VERSAILLES now almost on his shoulder blades.
He looks content just to strike back
He
from
really
the ground.
does.
He's not trying to cover up or hit a submission or escape. He's got a little bit of a shoulder lock there, but that's not gonna do much. I'd like to see him lock up his arms and either work to get back to his feet or start working a submission game.
Well, for a second, he had him pressed against the cage, but VERSAILLES very shifty and elusive when he's on his back. And like you said, looks pretty comfortable from that position. But Collins has that long reach, is able to really sneak in those shots. And here he goes now, opening up a bit. But VERSAILLES kicks out. Collins not willing to let him get on his feet.
Going for a knee bar here. Might almost give up his back. Turn.
Couldn't quite get it in.
Right now, when you know you're not going to get the knee bar, he's still working really hard for it. He had a window of opportunity to reverse the position. Sometimes you got to give up the move to just create a dominant position, which he's doing now.
But once that opportunity does pass, is it best to just be in a dominant position at that point?
Absolutely. Now get back up to your feet. Look at that. See, again, he's content to throwing punches from his back. He had an opportunity to get back up to his feet and start over.
Yeah, VERSAILLES has been on his back this entire fight, now on his knees.
This is the difference between a pro debut. But he's fighting hard, and I respect that.
Collins spins him around, trying to get that dominant position again and try to use his reach to his advantage. But again, like you said, VERSAILLES willing to trade while on his back. Collins just throwing some haymakers, just trying to connect with something. VERSAILLES has his shoulders pressed against the cage, but he's squirming out once again. Very tough to keep him in one spot for long. Collins now back to his feet, trying to throw some combinations. Nothing really sneaking in, just a couple here and there. That left hand did sneak in. Throwing some backhands, just trying to get anything in there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to see him throw some bombs in that position.
Not really doing a ton of damage. High volume of punches, but not really a lot of damage inflicted.
You know, in a situation like that, when you got a guy stunned, that's when you want to just throw the backhands and smother him with punches to try to get a stoppage. But when you got a guy that's fresh like this, it's just like stand-up. You want to set up some combinations. I'd much rather land one or two heavy bombs than these backhanded slaps almost.
Absolutely. Collins again, the aggressor here with the dominant position on VERSAILLES. VERSAILLES does not appear to be too uncomfortable with this. Collins just trying to sneak in some right hands to the ribcage.
Trying to sneak his head underneath there to try to sink in an arm triangle. Even then, it's going to be tough because he's going to hop over and he's not going to be able to get it because the cage is there.
VERSAILLES again trading while on his back. Like you said, some fighters will cover up, other guys will fight back. VERSAILLES briefly covers up, but then pops a left hand, or a right hand rather, real quickly.
Now he's getting aggressive with the elbows.
And those will do far more damage than some of those quick backhands like you mentioned previously. 35 seconds to go in this opening round. So far, the slight edge going to Collins, just for the aggression and the volume of punches, I would say.
Plus, absolutely.
He has definitely been dominant.
Yeah, absolutely. This is Collins' round right now.
We'll see how this plays out here. This round definitely taking a lot out of both fighters, no doubt about that. So we'll see how stamina plays an issue. Both fighters relatively young, so it may not be a factor if this gets into the third and final round. 10 seconds now to go. Collins still in that dominant position, just sneaking in some rights to lefts to keep Versailles busy, or at least keep him defending himself. And that's going to do it for round number 1. So action early on. We saw the quick takedown by Versailles. Came out real aggressive, Alex. Again, for a pro debut fighter, had a great takedown.
He's gonna have to keep this fight standing up a little bit, or he's gonna have to flip the switch and immediately take Collins down.
All right, round number 2 of 3 in the middleweight division, our second bout of the evening. A couple of quick kicks by Versailles, not connecting on that left.
That's what I like to see. Throwing a couple kicks, and immediately when he tried to clinch, he shrugged them off. Throwing some knees.
Collins going right in.
This is what he's going to do to this second round. He's trying to keep it up on his feet.
So far, so good for Versailles. 30 seconds in. A couple of left jabs by Collins. Try to connect with the right. Did not get the opening he wanted. Now right kick by Collins. Again, exchanging wildly.
Collins looks tired. He looks like he's content with trading. I mean, go. You dominated that first round with the takedown and ground and pound. Go back to it.
Yeah, I agree 100%. We'll see if he tries to find an opening or if he wants to keep it like this. 4 minutes to go in round number 2. Now both fighters sort of feeling each other out. Quick kick by Versailles and trying to come in with that overhand right. Missed badly. Now tries with the knees. Collins looking like he may try to get him in a position for a takedown.
And again, he's shrugging him off, starting over.
So a much different approach here in round 2. Nice right uppercut by Collins. I think stunned Versailles momentarily. Almost got the knee through. Another right hand. Versailles is a bit wobbly here, Alex.
Right. Nice elbow from the inside there again. He's fighting right back, though.
This is a great fight. Absolutely. Collins starting to land with more regularity here as we get to the middle of round number 2. Becomes a little bit harder for Versailles to defend himself. Those knees not quite getting through, but at the very least, Alex, even if those knees are hitting forearms, they're doing some damage.
Absolutely.
Collins with lefts and rights, trying to sneak something through to the temple. But again, Versailles, even if he's a bit wobbly, still fighting back. This has been a much different round number 2. First round, all on the ground and pound, like you said, and now we've been standing up for this entire second round. 2:48 to go. Versailles trying to just push his head down. But Collins looks like now he's going to go for that takedown.
He's looking for that takedown, but he's not doing much with it.
Wasn't able to get it.
These are 2 tired fighters in there right now.
They really expended a lot of energy in that opening round. You're seeing it really starting to take its toll here midway through round number 2.
Trying to standing guillotine there. It's tough to get against a taller opponent like that.
But now we finally have that takedown. Collins in the dominant position.
I wouldn't be surprised to see a little break in the action here. Let both guys catch their breath right now. You notice now one guy's throwing a punch and they've been on the ground.
Yeah, they're both content here getting a breather with 2 minutes to go.
Which is fine. Now at this position, what you want to do up top is you don't want to work him away from the cage, what he's doing. You want to pull him into the cage. That's when you get your rest time. Then you can sneak up and throw, one elbow, every 5-6 seconds and take a break, and the fight's not going to get stood up there. No, this is the referee. I'd stand it up. They've been on the ground 30, 40 seconds. Nobody's done anything.
Exactly. Now Collins trying to engage a bit. Now it's starting to look more like a repeat of round number 1. With Collins on top doing most of the damage.
Again, David looks very satisfied just being on his back, punching back. They're really not doing anything to mount an offense from here.
So far, Collins has landed the more damaging shots in this round. I think that's fair to say. He really opened things up in the middle of the round. Got the takedown, too, with about 2.5 to go. Now 1 minute, 16 seconds to go. Collins on top again.
David started off well. He made a good adjustment to start off, the first minute and a half of the round. But after that, Collins took over.
Yeah, it's been a very similar pattern in those first 2 rounds. Versailles gets off to the quick start, but then Collins just takes over and asserts his will.
Now let's see what he does here. This is his first dominant position into side control. Let's see if he really tries to bust him up. He's immediately going for the mount.
48 seconds to go, plenty of time. Now just exchanging lefts and rights. Versailles defending himself. Nothing sneaking through on that exchange. trying to elbow the forearms away and maybe create that opening. Now they're starting to sneak through underneath his guard. But again, Collins going back to the top, not getting anything through there. Just trying to pound away at those forearms and just break through the defense. Every now and then, Versailles pops in a right hand or a little chop to the throat area. Anything to just keep his defense going, anything to keep Collins off him. 17 seconds. Collins just wearing him down. Landed one to the midsection. Versailles caught him quickly, but not doing much damage. And that's pretty much going to do it for round number 2 here. And so for the first time tonight, Alex, we are going to get into the third and final round. So far, I got it scored 2-0 here for Fran Collins. Versailles putting up a good fight so far.
Absolutely. Fran Collins needs to come across this cage right at the bell and take him down. Do not even give him the opportunity to knock you out. He's shown no submission game. He hasn't gotten caught in anything really too slick or tricky. Just kind of do what you're doing. Don't lay and pray. Just grind out your victory at this point.
Yeah, if this fight ends up on the ground early, it's pretty much going to be all Fran Collins. Very quick kick, though. Almost got Coblins a bit wobbly. But Collins comes back in with the knees and now trying to regain control. Versailles, as we noted, coming out aggressive, trying to land something big. Both fighters tired here as we get into the third round. 4.5 to go in this fight. Almost caught him on the chin with that left foot. Versailles now just lunging toward Collins, trying to make something happen. Collins trying to trip him up, almost takes him down. He's got that leg wrapped up, and there he goes. There's a takedown.
A little elevator ride
by Versailles. Did a nice job. And maybe Alex, he can get something going here.
Right now, he's got to scramble to get up, which he's doing now. This is what I like. This is what he didn't do the first 2 rounds.
Exactly.
He was content with being on the ground.
I think at this point, he knows he can't afford to be there.
Yeah, he can't.
Although Collins did keep him back down.
He's got to get his right leg out. He's got to get back up to his feet. He just gave it up there. Now he's going to get the mount.
This could be it, one way or the other.
This could be it.
Whether Collins finishes the fight via knockout or stoppage, or if he just pounds it out here for 3.5 minutes. But he is trying to exchange. Some of those shots are sneaking through here, Alex. The defense not as strong from Versailles in this final round. That's probably due to some fatigue at some point. 3:37 to go. Number 1, can Versailles get back on his feet? If not, number 2, can he just defend himself and outlast this last 3.5 minute stretch?
He hasn't shown that he's been able to get back to his feet in the first 2 rounds, so I don't think he'll be able to be in the third round being this tired.
Really not doing anything at this point. It looks like a repeat of round 1 and the end of round 2. We're starting to see the same script, except in this case, Collins actually sneaking more punches through the defense. Landed a flush right hand.
See him pick his shots a little more.
I mean, these aren't hard blows. These certainly aren't haymakers. It's just keeping Collins busy and preventing Versailles from doing anything in return.
David keeps fighting back, so the fight's not going to get stopped. He sneaks that little right hammer fist from the ground up, just like that.
Exactly. He just pops one in every now and then.
So here, he's got to need to. What Fran's got to do here, what he's got to realize is he's got to work his. He's got to punch to the side of the head and throw elbows down the middle. When a guy covers up like
comes
that.
in, stops it with 2:52 to go. Fran Collins dead tired, but he is victorious.